What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode. In today's video, we're taking a look at one of Travis Scott's rarest merch collabs and throwing things back all the way to 2013. Now, before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats, who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check them out. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now, today's video is talking about none other than Travis's iconic Been Trill collab, which was one of the first collabs of his career. And this one really serves as a blast from the past, as everything from hip-hop to the way we dressed was drastically different back in 2013. So before we get started, I just wanted to share some early fit pics of some of our goats today rocking some Been Trill to illustrate that the streetwear movement really was alive and well all the way back then. Now, the reason why I'm even making today's video and talking about this collab at all is all because of one man who we're still celebrating today, and that's of course the late Virgil Abloh, who would go on to rise to prominence not only as a former close colleague of Ye and other industry titans, but also on his own merit, from creations with Off-White to his legendary run with Louis Vuitton. So with that said, Virgil Abloh's collective that still remains actually put together a very cool art exhibit that was titled the Virgil Abloh The Codes exhibit, and was available to fans in Paris, France for about 10 days or so, where fans could see tons of pieces from Abloh's personal archive and collections, as well as some unreleased merch, and even the opportunity to purchase some throwback pieces. So following up on that last sentence, it leads me to today's video, where fans at the exhibit were quick to point out one particular camouflage piece, which you guys can see right here, which happens to be none other than Travis's iconic Been Trill collab. And while he was there checking out the exhibit, Travis would actually share the story behind it.
I mean, Virgil's just always doing something to go, like, at all times. Yeah. Like, we did a show in New York at Fool's Gold, and I don't think my DJ could make it at the time, so I needed a DJ, and so Virgil came and DJ'd, and we made these teas. Yeah, and, you know, Virgil's, like, psychotic about certain shit, so I remember he pulled up one day with, like, a mood board of just every camo in the world. Crazy time. I think it was, like, 2011 or something like that. This really wasn't even a collab, it was just something we made, because I was, like, an unofficial member.
Now, to follow up on what LaFlame just said about being an unofficial member, Been Trill was essentially a collective of creatives who were all very deeply embedded in the fashion, music, and art scenes, and given that Virgil, who you can see there on stage with Travis, was a DJ himself, he had no problem bringing the squad to LA for a now infamous performance at the Fool's Gold Day Off Festival, which you guys can see here.
When I say X, you say X! 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 When I say X, you say X! 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 Let's go! Been Trill, let's go! Let's go! Hey, yo, sound guy, turn the fucking music up! Let's go! Let's go straight up! Yeah! Yeah, she's on right now! Yeah!
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I honestly get so hyped watching clips like that, and I think it's so sick to see Travis's energy like that remain consistent all the way back from 2013. And when thinking about how much Travis has evolved since then, we actually learn more about his relationship with Ye through Matthew Williams here, through this Grailed article where he mentions meeting Travis in Paris while working on Ye's Yeezus album, and after seeing him perform at a Paris nightclub, he knew that Travis's energy and work ethic was unlike anything he had seen in some time, which essentially gave the guys the green light to collaborate, and that's what this Been Trill collaboration was. So with all that being said, I think it's really sick that the estate of Virgil has actually re-released this piece right here, and while there are just a few differences, we'll go ahead and address those towards the end of this video. And while this next bit of footage is just a bit unrelated to the merch we've been talking about in today's video, I did want to share some dope and rare clips of Travis actually signing some more Been Trill and LaFlame collab pieces, which took place at a Been Trill pop-up back in 2013. And while thinking about it, I just think it's so sick that Trav was actually outside like this and meeting fans, and it's honestly part of the reason why he's got such a strong fan base today. Now, whether you're an OG fan and rager like myself, who's currently going through some extreme levels of nostalgia while making today's video and thinking about pulling the trigger on one of these new pieces, or you're simply one of my awesome chefs viewing today's video, seeing this for the first time and you're thinking about copping, I did want to point out that some of these new 2025 versions are available on websites such as Grailed and eBay, as you guys can see here, but unfortunately I have not seen a ton of sizes pop up, as I've only found smalls and mediums so far. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, there are just a few slight differences with the 2025 re-edition, and I did want to point out the difference in the tag here, which now reads Virgil Abloh Archive and also mentions the garment label, which isn't really that big of a deal, but of course is another sign that the version you might have in your hands is the 2025 version. Now, if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this one in the comments. I've personally had a blast doing the research for this one, and it's a bit of a throwback for myself as I built my channel up looking back at archival Travis Scott pieces. So this was a welcome surprise for me to see not only Virgil's team re-release this one, but also the fact that Travis showed up to support his late friend. Because as much as I've even gone through my own fair share of fake friends, I can only imagine how hard it is to find real ones that you connect with in the music industry, where seemingly everyone is trying to take advantage of each other. So the fact that Travis would actually still pop up and support Virgil all these years later, constantly bringing his name up and making sure that fans don't forget him, is probably one of my favorite things about this dude, and we can all only hope to have friends that are that good after we leave, that always remember us and make sure that we're not forgotten. Now, before I wrap up today's video, I have just a few more reminders for all of my real ones and chefs, with the first being that Travis's Fragment Air Jordan 1 Low collab should be releasing in just a few weeks this upcoming November. So this is your reminder to not only like this video for good luck, but join the Discord for some more information such as when they release, and make sure you're up to date. Now, with that being said, I also wanted to remind all of my chefs of Travis's upcoming collaboration with all of the major North American sports teams, so keep your eye out for that. And as I'm recording and putting the finishing touches on today's video, Travis has resumed touring and is currently performing live in South Africa in front of like 60,000 fans with some new merch that of course I'll be talking about. So make sure you guys stay tuned and let me know how you guys have been holding up. Thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen as always. I miss dropping videos more often, but lately life has been lifing. So I'm just praying for all of my chefs and viewers to all be safe. Please remember to stay safe and be healthy. Do that because the kitchen asked you to. And as always, remember guys, it's lit. Straight up and peace.